Alright, we're back for the third installment with the gas vapors in the trunk smell. There's a couple things we're going to look at today. There's a seal that goes between the gas tank and the cover that goes over the gas tank. I'm thinking maybe that might be saturated. There's also the possibility that the gas tank's got a hole somewhere in the top. We're going to check that out real good. And then the fuel fill hose also. The fuel fill hose has been replaced recently, but it could be suspect. I'm going to make sure that it didn't get cut on the insulation. We took the trunk lid off. Don't have to do this. We just did it for video shooting to have better light so you can see better. The other thing you might want to make sure you do is disconnect the battery, because we are going to have the gas fill hose off and you surely don't want to have a problem there. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is remove the bolts. There's 9 bolts. One of them is concealed by the carpet here, and then there's 2 nuts back up underneath here also. So you don't have to take this piece of the carpet out. You can just fold it up over the back. So we'll do that. That'll give you plenty of room to work. These are actually 17 millimeter. I'm gonna have to pull these hoses off. This is the supply hose, the fill hose, the vent tube, and then also the return line for the fuel. I'm probably gonna go ahead and replace that while we're here also. And we're probably gonna have to take this antenna out also. So let's start down here. Okay, we got all the fasteners out. We've got all the hoses off. This is the return line hose. We're going to replace it also, and you can't do silicone like we did with the vacuum lines. But we do have ethanol resistant line we're going to replace it with. The fuel fill hose doesn't look that old, but I'm going through all this trouble and I got a new hose. I'm going to put a new one on. I just thought of it too. I'm using this cup here just to, 1, keep from getting trash down in the tank, and 2, keep vapors from getting all over the place on us. Now if we look at the back side, it does have some foam down here. It's in pretty good shape. I'm just going to brush the loose dust off of it and get it out of the car here. There's a seal that goes between the tank and the body of the car I'm going to look at, and I'm going to clean out in that area real good just to make sure it's not any gas soaked dirt or whatever, and clean it up as best I can and go from there. So what we're going to do, this won't have anything to do with the vapors, but we're just going to replace it while we're here. There's a boot right here that goes around with the gas fill, and it's just these 3 bolts. It's 2 right here and 1 over here. Take those 3 bolts and you pull the whole piece out, and then we'll put the new boot in. Alright, this is the part we're going to be replacing. If you notice, it's got this tube right here. It sticks down right here, so you got to kind of pull it out like so. Let's see what we can do here. It does have a hole in it. As you can see, it does need replacing. It's actually chafed all the way through and split. And it's pretty easy to do. Just pop the old one off and pop it in the new one. Okay, we've got the fill neck shield installed over the new fill neck. What we're going to have to do is stick the drain tube down in this hole over here and get it in there before we line the bolt holes up. We'll start that. Once you get your 3 bolts started, there's actually a little lip in the body. You can't really see it. We're not going to be able to get it on film for you. That the boot actually snaps over. Snap it over the front, up in here, the top and the bottom. The back part of it, you cannot do because of the gas release cable. There's no way to do it. It's the way the original ones were also. Okay, it's good and secure in place. The next thing you would think you'd want to do is go ahead and put the fill hose on, but no, you don't want to do that. You have to put the plate in first, and then because there's a hole that the fill hose actually goes through, as do all the other fuel lines also. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the pan back in. Before we do that, I want to show you up here. This is one big plate, and those are what we call capture nuts. We want to start those 2 bolts first, and then where the 2 nuts went in place over here on the other side, you can see it's kind of the same design except it's 2 studs on the plate. So you want to make sure you get line these up first and then start those 2 bolts before you even start putting the other ones in. Okay, when you go to put your washers in, it's not actually a flat washer, it's actually a beveled washer. And you want to put the concave side of the washer down towards the plate, so that will be up, and then your bolt will go down through it like so. Okay, we're going to install our return line now. It goes from this hard metal pipe to right here on the tank. Slide your clamp up over the nipple on the tank. It actually makes it a little bit easier working with it that way. We'll put that into them first. Okay, I'm going to put the supply line that goes to the tank in now. It is a little trickier than the other ones in that you can't really get a screwdriver in there very easily to tighten the clamp up. I didn't talk about it before, but I'm going to show you now how to do it. Once you get the hose on and the clamp in place, you take your screwdriver, feed it down through the middle hole, grasp it in the back hole, push it up forward until you line it up on the clamp itself, and then you kind of work with it. It's going to take a while. Okay, the last piece to put in is going to be the fill neck hose. So I take a cup, dispose of it now. This is something you're going to have to work with. It is going to be tight. Okay, we got the fuel system all sealed back up. We're going to let it sit a couple days, and if you don't see a part 4, that means this fixed the problem. If not, we'll be back for part 4.